Hello and welcome back to Cadabra Alchemy, where we have alchemy for your mind and magic for your heart. Today's content is going to be about the ancient Egyptian goddess Sekhmet. And the reason why I am doing a video on Sekhmet is because of what's been coming out in the news and what we know occurs every day, which is someone being abused, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally. Someone is in a DV situation. Someone has experienced SA, whether they were young, old, doesn't matter the age. I myself happen to be a survivor of DV and SA as well. And I wanted to present to Cadaver community, to the collective, a energy that is willing and able to help those who have experienced the worst of the worst and are ready to reclaim themselves, empower themselves, and they know that they deserve justice. Sekhmet is that goddess. So I'll start off with a little bit of history, not too much. And then I'm going to go more in depth with exactly what type of warrior, what type of goddess Sekhmet is. So grab your water, your tea, your coffee, or just get into a quiet area and just listen. Sekhmet is one of the oldest and most powerful deities in the Egyptian pantheon. Known as the warrior goddess, Sekhmet is often depicted as a lioness or as a woman with the head of a lioness, embodying both the destructive and protective forces of nature. Sekhmet's name translates to the powerful one, which is fitting given her role as a goddess of war, healing, and protection. She is also associated with the scorching heat of the sun, further emphasizing her fierce nature. In mythology, she was often called upon to defend the pharaohs in battle. She fought for the freaking pharaohs, y'all. And her breath was said to create the desert. She was worshipped widely across Egypt She was worshipped widely across Egypt, with one of her major cult centers located in Memphis. Didn't even know there was a Memphis in Egypt. The only Memphis I know is Tennessee. The Egyptians believed that Sekhmet had the power to cause illness as punishment, but also to ward off diseases. This duality made her both feared and highly respected. And those who seek to embody strength, protection, and the balance between creation and destruction. She represents the fierce feminine energy that stands up for justice and defends the vulnerable, reminding us of the importance of both boundaries and healing. Sekhmet can absolutely guide and protect those who have experienced abuse. Whether it be SA, DV, or any form of mistreatment, I would welcome you to step into her ring of fire, which represents her ring of protection. Sekhmet is not just a goddess of war. She is a strategist, a cunning observer, and a fierce protector of the vulnerable and the oppressed. If you've ever felt outnumbered, overpowered, or overshadowed, Sekhmet's energy resonates with the dark feminine traits that bring balance and protection. Her masculine energy matches the intensity of abusive tyrants, creating an equilibrium that keeps us safe and restores power. Abusers thrive on control, domination, and blind submission. They seek possession over anyone and anything that threatens to outshine them, threatens to showcase their vulnerabilities. They specifically love to go after people who are emotionally intelligent, grounded, composed people, people that are healers, people that have a real serious purpose in this life, people who have spiritual gifts, okay? People who have extraordinary talents and skills and capabilities. Sekhmet, however, sees through this facade. She stands as a warrior of prowess, defending the overlooked, the underserved, and the ignored. Her energy is especially potent in times when the world is rebalancing, like right now. Chaos seems to peak, like right now. And let's talk about that, because I am starting to see more and more incidences of DV, of violence, of shootings, of people just wilding out, and as people say, crash out. This chaos, this energy of chaos is here to serve us, but you'll only understand that if you are composed and you stay grounded in the chaos. And for those who don't know how to stay grounded or composed in the chaos, are the ones that you need protection from. Sekhmet's presence reminds us that even in the darkest times, protection and justice are not far away. A lot of times, those who have experienced trauma and very abusive treatment from others, we tend to not really go after justice. We get angry, we get upset, we get hurt, and then we find a way to cope, to move forward, to heal even. But rarely do I see people remember that you deserve justice, that you deserve to be made whole, that you deserve to reclaim what was taken from you. Now, me personally, in the area where I live, I am definitely outnumbered as far as gender. There is way more men where I live in my community than women. And sometimes these men can be intimidating, especially those who have approached me continuously, even with the word no, even with, me being kind and nice and still not giving in to their offers. I had a situation where a new neighbor, was very adamant on getting to know me, and he was very aggressive about it. And even to the point where he stepped into my doorway. I had my door open and I was just catching the breeze. And he even said to me several times that I would talk to him, that I would, open myself up to him and make myself available to him. I was like, ooh, do not let the space fool you. Do not let my calmness fool you. And Sekhmet came to me about him. She came to me about him. She told me to sit down and make time for her. And I did. And she told me exactly what to do to handle this man. And I did it. And I want to say within a week, maybe less than a week, he was gone. I don't know what happened to him. Never heard of him again. Some of the people that knew him around him never spoke about him to me again. He was just gone. And I have another experience with Sekhmet that involves a man. And her turnaround time was within 24 hours. This same man came back apologetic, and was very sincere about asking for forgiveness, but about how he approached me, like very disrespectfully. But anywho, and I'm saying that, and I'm sharing that experience because I don't know where you are in your personal lives. I don't know how you feel. I don't know if you feel outnumbered like I felt outnumbered. Because of my previous trauma, me being around a lot of men can be intimidating to me, can feel threatening to me, honestly. So, SEKHMET'S protective energy creates a powerful shield. It is so powerful that others don't know what it is, but they do know that you deserve respect. SEKHMET'S dark feminine energy, her strength, combined with her strategic mindset, makes her an unmatched ally against abusive forces. SEKHMET, and this is one thing that I just absolutely love about SEKHMET, is that she doesn't just stand beside you, she fights for you, and she clears the path, and she demands respect and dignity. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, this neighbor, he had just gotten over here, and within days he was gone, y'all. He packed up his shit and he was gone. SEKHMET'S energy is about reclamation, taking back what was stolen, lost, or destroyed. She assists in reclaiming your essence, your sense of self, and your power. She doesn't just remove you from harm's way. She confronts the threat head on and ensures that justice and vindication are yours. But to work with SEKHMET, you have to be ready for change. This means being prepared to detach emotionally, spiritually, and physically from those who have harmed you. It means not fearing the chaos that may come, but being brave enough to step into the ring of fire for protection, guidance, and substance. There are so many ways to honor SEKHMET if you choose to work with her. I would suggest that you do some research and you Google the history of SEKHMET, that you learn about the relationship with her and her father, Ra. Ra is a sun god, okay? And she was his secret weapon when it came to protection. SEKHMET teaches that sometimes we go through hardships not to see what we can't do, but to realize what we are capable of overcoming and what we can do. She is here to support us in reclaiming our lives and stepping back into our power. If you are feeling called to SEKHMET'S energy, know that it is a sign you are ready to take back control and fight for the justice you deserve. Remember that SEKHMET is here to walk with you, protect you, and guide you through the flames. I strongly encourage those who have experienced any type of trauma to focus on reclaiming yourself. Focus on going back into the past and reclaiming your power, your energy from those people who harmed you. Because what happens when you do not reclaim yourself, you end up being a broken spirit, a broken person. and your soul ends up being scattered or shattered, and you're never made whole. That's sometimes why people repeat cycles of trauma and abuse. It's because they have not reclaimed themselves. They have not been made whole. Meaning, if you went through abuse when you were 10 years old, and then you went through a traumatic incident when you were 20 years old, and now you're 30 years old, and you've never went back to heal from that past, to be empowered from the pain, that means that you are still a broken person. And there are parts of you stuck when you were 10 years old and when you were 20 years old. And now you're 30, trying to move forward as an empowered person. But you're not. You have to go back and reclaim, which means, it simply means to alchemize the pain. To alchemize the pain can mean finding different ways to heal from the pain, finding different ways to use the pain. Some people write books. Some people go to therapy. Some people break generational curses. Some people seek out deities that work with this type of thing, like Sekhmet, to fight on their behalf. Some people work with Isis, goddess Isis, okay? I love Isis. Y'all know I love Isis. Goddess Isis. She is no joke when it comes to alchemy and it comes to healing. She is a master healer, okay? But a lot of times this is why you all cannot be consistent when moving forward in life. It's because you're stuck in cycles of pain and trauma. Sekhmet can help you out with that. All right? And again, I ask you to reclaim yourself. I want to remind you that you are so powerful. You're so unique. You're so divine. And you are worthy of this. Hello. You are worthy of this. You are worthy of working with Sekhmet and having Sekhmet by your side. And most importantly, you are unstoppable. I encourage you to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if this message has resonated with you. Feel free to engage with me in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts on Sekhmet. Tell me what you feel when you watch this video and you hear about who she is. Also, I would love to make a separate video about my personal wins, more of my personal wins with Sekhmet. Thank you all so much for coming back to the channel, for tapping in. Thank you so much for loving on Sekhmet. Thank you so much for giving her your attention, your time. And as always, this is Cadabra Alchemy, where we have alchemy for your mind and magic for your heart. Thanks so much.